pretty spooky. Hey guys, it's Channon Rose, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a spooky Halloween story time. I know that you guys have been wanting me to do a story time, like a scary one, for so long now, but I wanted to save my scary stories for Halloween time. So now that we have Halloween upon us, it's time for a spooky story. So this story actually happened when I was really young. I was like elementary school, probably elementary school, yeah. And I know I keep playing with my hair, it's because it keeps like going into my eyes, I feel like. Since I was like born, basically, my mom had been like paranoid about this person called the Night Stalker. Now, if you guys don't know about the Night Stalker, it was this man named Richard Ramirez, and they called him the Night Stalker because he would go around at night and he would break into people's houses and rape and kill women. He was like a serial killer and it was really scary. And this had like gone on for a while and it was like in the news and all these different things. Well, I was really young, and so I just remember like being petrified of the Night Stalker. Ever since I was like really small, like 3 years old, I feel like I was like scared to go out in the living room at nighttime or something by myself to like go get something. Ever since I was little, I've always had this fear of like somebody outside. And so even till this day, I always at nighttime will close my blinds because I'm scared that like someone's out there like looking at me and like wanting to like get me. They want to snatch my little ass up. So yeah, ever since I was little, I've had that fear. And then of course it gets worse because things like traumatic things have happened to me when it's like nighttime and you know, I have windows open or whatever, and I can't, like, people can see in, but you can't see out at night if you have windows open and like you have lights on in your house, right? So I, from a young age, was scared about this Night Stalker thing and was always like kind of scared of like going out at night because from a young age I had heard about this and just like was scared because my parents kind of like put that in my brain. Well, as I got older, I remember one time around Halloween, and so for those of you guys that don't know, my dad is like crazy when it comes to decorating, which I love. Like, I love that about him, but he would go like obsessively all out. We had like the coolest house on the block. The news trucks would like come by during Halloween time to like take pictures and like put us in the newspaper, and like, you know, my dad just like decorated really cool for Halloween. And so I knew like during Halloween time, like we had a ton of Halloween stuff. We had like all kinds of like fun stuff. Well, it was like around Halloween time and it wasn't quite Halloween yet, but I just remember like being in my room at nighttime, and my room in this house was like an old house that we lived at when I was growing up with my at my dad's house. So the room that I was in during this time, it was like the side of the house, basically was like the windows face to the side of the like the side of the house. It's just kind of spooky because there's nothing back there. It's like really dark, there's no lights or anything. And it was nighttime and all my blinds had been open and the windows all just faced the side of the house. So there's nothing ever really there. There's nothing to be scared of. Like, it was just dark and I wasn't worried about people looking in or anything like that. So I'd gone to the age where like I overcame my fear of like the Night Stalker gonna get me, you know? And as soon as I overcame that fear, something happened that night. And it was a night I will never forget. So I am just, you know, being my little self in my room. I don't even know what I was doing. I was probably like playing with dolls or coloring in my coloring book. I don't know what I was doing. I don't remember exactly what I was doing, but I know that I was just like in there minding my own business, doing my thing, and all of a sudden I hear like the loudest pounding, like over and over and over again, like pound, 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 like on my window, right? And I'm like a little girl. I fucking flip out. I like jump up. my eyes must have been this big. I probably fucking pissed myself because just like the noise alone like scared the shit out of me. But it's coming from the side of my window, so now I'm even more scared. So once I get out of like my shock moment after like 2.5 seconds, I look to see like what the fuck it was. And it is, I'm not even joking, you guys, probably the scariest thing you will ever see in your life at that age. It was like this old man with like this huge nose and like gray, like white gray curly long hair with like no shirt on, like some freaking crazed old man, like freako, banging on my fucking window. And I am like sitting there, I probably just completely pissed myself at that moment, and I just start fucking screaming, right? I'm like full on traumatized. I'm like screaming, "Dad, Dad!" hoping that like someone's gonna come and like rescue me. Well, like my dad is like nowhere to be found. Do you want to know why? Because that was my dad in an old man mask scaring the shit out of me around Halloween time. This is the thing, you guys. I've never been more scared in my whole entire life. My dad like has completely traumatized me. That is not the first time that my dad scared the shit out of me. That was just like one of many that I will never forget. But that was the first time he ever scared me with in this old man mask. I guarantee you he probably still has that mask to this day in storage somewhere. But he scared us so many times with that mask. It was like the scariest old man mask. And when you're young, that kind of stuff like really traumatizes you. Even though eventually I found out that that was my dad. And let me tell you what my dad did after he scared the shit out of me and I pissed my pants. He takes the mask off like after 5 seconds, like, and he is dying laughing. He thinks that this was the funniest thing he's ever seen in his whole life. And my dad was so amused by scaring me with that mask. I'm pretty sure he laughed for like 20 minutes straight. He was just like dying outside. And I could see him, and I was like so mad and like so upset and still so scared and like completely saturated in my own urine. But apparently my dad thought that was really funny. And my dad did this all the time to us. This was like not a once in a lifetime thing. He actually almost killed my little sister, like when he scared her when we were camping. And I have a whole story time video about that, about how my dad almost killed my sister. If you haven't seen that, I'll try to link it down below. But yeah, that was just like one of many times that my dad tried to scare me. And so, like I said, even though I knew it was my dad that scared me, I like still to this day have a phobia, not a phobia, but like I'm basically paranoid when it comes to like having any of my blinds or curtains or anything like that open at nighttime. They will always be shut at night because I'm so scared of like something like that happening, because I was traumatized by that. But then like one night in this same house, I was living in a different room at the time. This room was actually in the front yard of our house. So like, you know, we had a gate around our house, but like people could still come in, you know, or jump the gate or whatever. Well, one night, this actually happened to me like probably 2 or 3 years after this like incident with my dad scaring me. I remember like waking up in the middle of the night and like hearing somebody wrestling around in like the bushes that were like right in front of my window. And I just like remember kind of like being like, who is out there? Like thinking it was like, you know, my dad or like somebody, I don't know. And then like realizing like how late it was in the middle of the night, I like went and like got real brave and like went and like peeked through my blinds. It was like those curtains that are like the thin blinds and you can like, you know, go like this and you can like peek through it. You guys, this is like giving me like chills just thinking about it. No joke, like right where I peeked through was like this man's face, and our faces were like this close to the glass. And I like went and I got startled and I like jumped back and was like freaked out, and I probably scared the fucking weirdo, you know, rapist burglar that was trying to get in our house also. Probably scared the shit out of him, because as soon as like I jumped back, I heard him like the rustle away out of the thing, and he probably like ran away because he probably figured like he got caught. He probably didn't know I was like a little kid. I don't know if he was like trying to like rob us or see if like the window was open and he can get in our house that way. But like that really traumatized me and like scared me because that was like nobody that we knew. That was like some really weird random stranger. And like the weirdest thing, you guys, is like I had this like recurring dream. I don't know if you guys ever get these dreams, but like, I had this recurring dream when I was little that I was like rollerblading down like my block, and like this man was like trying to get me and like running after me, but like I couldn't run. Do you ever get those dreams where like trying to run away from somebody but you can't, and another person like gets you? It's like the worst feeling in the world. So I'd get this recurring dream, and I had this dream before like this whole incident happened, and the face of the guy that was in my dream trying to chase me was the same face of the guy that had been looking in my window that night. And so that to me is like so creepy, you guys, because I don't know if it's like coincidence or if it was like my brain doing some weird thing, like putting things together, or, you know, telling me that that was the face. I don't know, but like it was just way too similar and like creepy and scary. I am really scared now of windows and it being dark. And if you ask my husband, like as soon as it gets dark out, all of our blinds are shut, and I'm like a stickler about it, because I just am paranoid and scared that things are trying to get me from the outside at night through my windows. So anyways, I don't know if I'm like crazy, but those are really scary stories to me, especially because like you're little and that's happening to you and you're having to experience that. And it's funny how things that happen to you when you're young stay with you when you're older and can like seriously fuck you up for when you're older. It's crazy. I hope you guys like these spooky story times. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to share it with your friends. And don't forget to hit that red subscribe button down below if you're not already subscribed to my channel, so that you're notified when I have more story time videos that come out. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I'm sending you all my love and all my positive energy, and I hope to see you in the next video. Mwah! Happy Halloween!
Oh my god, bitch, shut up with that laugh. You sound like a drag queen who's smoked way too many cigarettes. Anyways, hey guys, today I'm doing a DIY on sexy Halloween costumes.